Okay, so the first article I reviewed was Big Five Personality Traits in Sex by Johann and Ottenbacher. I might be butchering those. The big question of this article was what factors influence sexual well-being. It examined extroversion, openness to experience, conscientiousness, agreeableness, and neuroticism, which are the big five personality traits, and their influence on various key dimensions of sexuality. It's believed that personality plays a role in sexual preferences and sexual behavior, as I stated in the article. This included communication, sexual preferences, and commitment problems in the study as well. They used the panel analysis of intimate relationships and family dynamics, which is PAIR-FAM for short, from Germany, which connected the Big Five to sexual behavior. The study included a professional interview and a self-report survey, and the interview was held in a room, and then the survey was given on a laptop in the same room to avoid any bias or non-response rates. They used an economic-based approach. They analyzed the effects of each of the big five on one's own sexual satisfaction and satisfying the partner's sexual wishes, sexual communication, frequency of sex, and affairs. The results were fairly predictable, but also there were some surprising ones, and one of them that stood out to me was how agreeableness and neuroticism were negatively associated with sexual communication with their partner about what they prefer and all that. The next article I reviewed was Sex, Health, and Years of Sexually Active Life Gained Due to Good Health by Lindau and Gavrilova. The main objective of this study was to examine the relation between health and several dimensions of sexuality and to estimate years of sexually active life across sex and health groups in middle-aged and older adults. This was a cross-sectional study with 2 samples of U.S. citizens. One sample was of MIDAS, the National Survey of Midlife Development in the U.S., and NSHAP, the National Social Life, Health, and Aging Project. So in this one, participants completed a phone interview and or postal questionnaire. For the MIDAS group, 60.8% of the participants responded, or the people they sent the survey out to, with 1,561 women, 1,471 men. And for the NSHAP group, about 3,005 respondents. Overall, between both of the groups, people were of ages 24 to 85. In this survey, they were asked to rate their own physical health on a 5-point scale, as well as their partnership status, sexual activity, frequency of sex, quality of sex, and interest in sexual activity. The surveys included definitions of each term that was asked of the participants to rate to avoid confusion in what they thought they would mean. There were low non-response rates for sexual activity, quality of sex, and interest in sexual activity, although most of the low response rates were higher among women than men. So each distribution of questions and responses were separated by gender, and they used the Sullivan's method to calculate sexually active life expectancy, meaning how long each person was expected to continue being sexually active. And some of the results were, they showed that more men reported having a partner than women did. Rates of sexual activity decreased across age groups in both genders, but more for women. Men reported to be more interested in sexual activity than women. Having a partner and being sexually active positively associated with better physical health, and people with good health were reported to engage in sexual activity farther into life than those with poor or fair health, meaning they had a higher sexually active life expectancy than people with poor or fair health. And that's about it.